Hello, today I'm going to share with you a few tips about exfoliation. What I learned over the last 10 years, I started skincare around 50. I had no idea what exfoliation was. It kind of made me think about, I wasn't even sure, but if anything, I was thinking in office like a peel that you would go to your dermatologist for, and it would kind of burn off your face and your skin would just get kind of flaky. I had no idea. But exfoliation is the process of removing those keratinocytes that accumulate on our skin and make our skin look really dull. It can be very gentle and it can be pretty intense, but I'm going to share with you the tips that I've learned for my dry, somewhat sensitive, mature skin. I started out with very gentle exfoliants, enzymes. And sometimes, I'll be honest, with my sensitive skin, even enzymes would be irritating. So I had to go pretty low and pretty slow. And I recommend that if you've never tried an exfoliating step, that's what you start with. I have a whole chart that I've created on the exfoliating ingredients that might match your skin type, and I'll leave a link to that down below. I also don't want to forget that I'm going to be doing a giveaway on the members channel of the Dermelect Exfoliating Overnight Sleep Serum. This stuff is wonderful, but we'll get to that. I just didn't want to forget. If you want to join the giveaway, the information will be also down in the description. All right, now let's get into exfoliating and why I think it's so important. It stimulates our skin to slough off those dead skin cells and get rid of that dull appearance. If you've never taken care of your skin before, I think that's the one thing that I notice between people that have a skincare routine and people that don't. They just have that kind of dullness to their skin, and exfoliating can brighten your skin like nothing else. I'm going to start with more mild exfoliants and then work our way up to the more intense exfoliating products that you can use. And I have a technique to share with you on how you can slowly introduce these more intense exfoliating products that get deeper down into the skin. All right, but let's start with very, very gentle exfoliants. This is a Ferment 30% Saccharomyces by The Ordinary. Super, super gentle. If your skin is uber sensitive, this is a great one to start with. Always do a patch test when you're starting with a new exfoliating product because it usually contains some type of acid. It can also contain enzymes, or in this case, ferments. The lower intensity exfoliating products are ferments and enzymes, but I have even found that some enzymes can be irritating to my skin, but I think it's the other products that may have been, or the other ingredients that may have been in those products that were irritating, because enzymes are thought to be an exfoliating ingredient that's pretty mild. Next up on the scale is probably mandelic acid, and that is great for dry acne. It's very gentle, but it's also hydrating. It is a little bit on the viscous side. I actually don't have any right now, but if you're looking for something for someone you know or yourself who has dry acne, mandelic acid is a great step. For mature skin, I would recommend starting with lactic acid. This is the all-in-one Good Genes lactic acid treatment. It was the first exfoliating product I ever used. Now, lactic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid, and it is a larger molecule than some of the other AHAs we're going to talk about. So it sits on the skin and it highly moisturizes the skin, the stratum corneum. So it's great for mature skin and moisturizes, and it slowly exfoliates without much irritation. Now, can you get irritated skin from lactic acid? Yes, if you're up in the 12%, I'll talk about body exfoliation too. If you're up in the 12 to 15% or 40% urea, you are seriously exfoliating. Those are body products. But lactic acid in lower concentrations, like the Good Genes, is a great first step. Another wonderful peel exfoliating product that I've recently found is the one by Edam. This includes gluconolactone, which is a PHA, polyhydroxy acid, super gentle. I believe the Inky List has a polyhydroxy acid exfoliation product only. So if you have sensitive skin, that's another one you might consider. But Edam includes both lactic acid and polyhydroxy acid, a little bit more intense than the Good Genes. I believe the percentage of lactic acid in this formula is a little bit higher. I might get a slight tingle with this product, whereas the Good Genes, I really don't feel any sensation. You can use it morning and evening. For something like the Edam, I would stick to using it in your evening skincare routine because you might get a little bit sensitive. And of course, when you're exfoliating, as always, you want to wear sunscreen. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. And we'll talk about how many times a week you should exfoliate as well. I would say with something like Good Genes, if you've done your patch test and you're good to go, you could probably use this daily. It's meant to be used as a daily exfoliant, morning and evening. Whereas the Edam, it's a little bit more intense, at least for me personally, with my sensitive skin. I would use this 3 times a week. Now let's get into the products that I would only use once a week and that are a bit more intense. Now we've got the Dermelect Sleep Serum. This has glycolic acid, salicylic acid, and L-ascorbic acid, a very interesting exfoliating product. You want to use this at night, and I would start off with once a week. Definitely do a patch test because the glycolic acid is a smaller AHA and it will get deeper into the skin. It could be a little sensitizing and irritating. I actually use this once to twice a week, but when I haven't used it in a while, I usually start out with just once a week. Because it has L-ascorbic acid, that means you're getting your vitamin C in at night, and you have more options for your morning routine if you have a product that you're using that doesn't do well with vitamin C. So this is a great little serum for an overnight exfoliation. You will wake up with smooth skin, but again, do your patch test because of that glycolic acid can be slightly irritating depending on your skin sensitivity. Now here we go with the big guns. This is the new release by Prequel. This is called their multi-acid milk peel AHA exfoliating solution. Long word, but basically it is a very intense, in my personal opinion, especially as someone with sensitive skin, 15% glycolic acid. This gives me a tingle. It also has phytic acid, malic acid, and lactic acid and enzymes and squalane. The flash mask, which is also super intense, 15% glycolic acid with tranexamic acid and glycerin, whereas this has squalane. All right, these two, I have to start off using them in a wash-off method. Now, if you've never used glycolic acid before and you want to try it, but you want to acclimate your skin to it, all 3 of these can be used as a wash-off mask. You can leave it on for 10 seconds. 30 seconds, work your way up, but then wash it off. In fact, the flash mask is made to be washed off. You are not supposed to sleep in this. So you put this jelly-like mask on, let it absorb for a few minutes, 30 seconds, whatever you feel like is tolerant for your particular skin type. Then you wash it off and then move in with the rest of your skincare routine, which should be very gentle because this is 15% glycolic. So you'll want to do moisturizing after that and maybe even an occlusive, a facial oil. That's what I would do. But the tip for those is to wash them off. And that's how I use Prequel as well. I use it as a wash off. Now Prequel is meant to be left on. You can, if you have very tolerant skin, you can leave this on and go about your business. It's just me personally, I find this too sensitizing to leave it on. So I use it the way I use the flash mask and rinse it off. After I rinse it off, I have this amazing mask that I'm gonna show you you can use. It's by Medicube. So rinse your mask off and then come in with a lovely moisturizer. I love the Dew Instant Angels, and then occlude it with this amazing sheet mask. It basically is also a jelly-like formula with hydrating ingredients. You let it dry down and you can sleep in it, and it kind of peels off when you wake up in the morning, but your skin is super hydrated. So that's a way to help your skin recover overnight if you're doing the wash off method. But here's a caution, you don't want to use this type of a mask over your exfoliating product, only after you wash your exfoliating product off, or it will make the product more intense, penetrate into your skin and irritate your skin more if you're occluding it with a mask. So you want to make sure you're washing it off and then coming in with lots of hydration products. So a moisturizer and then this on top. That's how I like to use these more intense products with glycolic acid. I want the benefit of glycolic acid. I want to get my skin a little bit more tolerant for it, but I also don't want to irritate my skin. Irritating your skin is just going to set it back. It's going to get inflamed and actually possibly cause more hyperpigmentation, which is what we're trying to avoid. Now this has so much product in it, you could probably do a light layer over your body, wash off the next morning, and you would have gorgeous skin. I haven't tried that with this product yet, but I have done that with the exfoliating lactic acid lotion by Dermatology. I just slather myself with it, sleep overnight, and then rinse it off in the shower in the morning. And I'm thinking about bumping it up to doing the same thing with the Prequel product. Now this is something also that I only do once or twice a week, and I combine it into my body care routine. I just think exfoliating can just brighten the skin, whether it's your body skin, whether it's your your face. It just helps with that skin cell turnover. It just brightens the look of mature skin. As far as body care, I want to give you 2 tips. Use your exfoliating products on your arms, on your décolleté. Make sure you're including those areas. Those are areas that, especially my forearms, that have been exposed to the sun for years and years. And this year is especially awful. I have lots of dark marks this year. I have been exposed to the sun a little bit more probably this summer than I was last summer. So I'm going to really get busy with my exfoliating products on my forearms and my chest area, and it will brighten over time. And of course, you always want to use sunscreen, which I have. I just get a little bit too much sun exposure even when I'm using sunscreen and reapplying. It just happens. Using exfoliating products along with your sunscreen, and if you want to, you can also use your retinoids on your body area. I have just started doing that in the last year. Definitely improved my body care game. So that's a little bit about exfoliants, the way I use them. Don't forget, I will leave that list of exfoliating ingredients and how you can kind of match them up with your skin type, skin tolerance down below in the description. Thanks so much for being here, dear members, and wishing you a fantastic day.